time to man the phones at 1-800-252-1025. If you'd like to talk to the life coach, now would be a time to do it. We also take your emails at lifecoach@KZOK.com. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Let me talk to Steve in Tacoma. Hiya, Steve.
Hi, Danny. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I was got a phone call from my sister-in-law last week, and she told me that my father, who I haven't seen in 40 years, has skin cancer.
I'm sorry to hear that. How old are you?
I'm 55.
Okay, and you haven't seen him in 40 years. Okay, go on.
And my brother thinks that we should go. My brother's in it for the money, and I'm not. I mean, I don't care.
Wait, whoa. Is there money involved?
My brother thinks there is.
Oh, okay. Well, but it's nobody is saying, come on, we're going to go and we'll get back in Dad's will. There's not an enormous amount of money hiding around. Let me see if I get the call right. Your father's in the hospital. It's a bad situation, but you don't want to go. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Short version, don't go. Absolutely don't go. It's your life. Your father, I'm guessing here, didn't treat you very well, or you'd have seen him in the last 40 years. This is your life. You have absolutely every single right in the world to not go. And I'm not going to give you a side of the back door of that. You have every right to not see your dad and not feel guilty about it. Having said that, I don't want you to feel guilty about it later. He's gonna eventually, even if it's not over the skin cancer, he's going to pass away at some point. And here's the thing. It's a new thing in my life. I don't want to have regrets. I don't want to have any regrets. And by the way, too late. And I don't think if you're a really good person, there's a way to live life and not have regrets. But a couple of my regrets have started to sneak up on me lately, and there's nothing I can do about it. I can't apologize. I can't, whatever it is that my regrets are about, I can't change them, so I've got them, and they're a drag, and I don't like them. So here's what I would recommend. If you think there's a chance in the world that 10 years from now, you're going to go, I should have been there when Dad passed. I feel terrible about myself. Not bad for Dad. Then you should go. So let me ask you that. Do you think there's any chance down the road that you don't have all the information it takes to see how you're going to deal with this in your life 25 years from now? When you're laid up in a hospital bed at 25 years now or more, whatever the math is on that, and maybe the kids aren't coming to see you, and you're going to say to yourself, ooh, I lost him, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to go. Hey, Steve, you have every right not to, like I said, don't go. I just don't want to live a life full of regrets. They're popping up on me right now, things I've done wrong that I really wish there's a lot because I'm a recovering drunk. I've screwed up a bunch of things. But there's a few that really needle at me, and I wish I hadn't done them. So if you're going to go to the hospital, if you don't want to go, don't go. But if you think it's going to hurt your feelings later, man, then just go. Don't go for your dad. Go for you, Steve. And thank you very, very much for the call. By the way, the phone code number is 1-800-252-1025.
Yeah, a lot of people are faced with that kind of thing, and you only have one chance to go.
Yeah.
So make sure your decision's the
By the
right
way,
one.
I didn't. And that's not one of my regrets.
No?
No, it's not. I said, much like Steve, I said, I'm not going. This guy was bad to me. I don't have to pretend I liked him. I didn't, and I don't regret that choice. I was right. And it's funny, my brothers and sister caved and treated him a lot better than he deserved and gave away, kind of years of their life. I didn't, and I feel great about it.
800-252-1025. Call that number right now. If you've got a question for the life coach, any kind of problem, he can help you because he has been through it all. And if not himself, he has seen it happen to others. 800-252-1025 or email lifecoach@KZOK.com. We have an email from Barb in Lakewood.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe it's from Will. How soon is it to ask a guy where this is going? I've been seeing him for about a month, and it's been great. We talk every day. We've become very close, but we haven't used the words boyfriend or girlfriend, and we haven't discussed anything more serious than that. I don't want to scare him off, but I also want to know where I stand. What do you suggest?
What's this lovely young lady's name again?
Barb.
Barb. I kind of think you already know. If you're a normal person and the new guy's a normal person, if you're not, one of those things that if you have it in the center picture, I think you both know where this is going. But again, you have every right to ask. I'm a big asker. As Sarah's pointed this out a couple of times, I don't just ask, where do you think this relationship is going? It's going to the altar. I marry people. But I always ask, are we boyfriend and girlfriend? I don't think it's ever too early, but here's the thing. If he did it, or if the guy did it, it might be adorable. And if you did it, or the girl did it, it might be considered weird and putting the guy on the spot. I think you have a right to know if he's going to get thrown that easily. He's not the right guy for anybody. I think you have a right to know. But here's what you need to know. If you say, hey, I just want to know where this is going. I really like you. But I just want to, there's some longevity in this? Does this relationship have legs? Is it going someplace? He's going to say whatever he says to you. Then he's going to call me, whether it's actually me, and I wish it was, or his buddies. He's going to say, and then we're making out. And then she looked at me and said, where's this relationship going? You need to know, because I love you, that is definitely what's going to happen. But I don't think he's going to run away. Don't have too much of a heavy hand about it. But you have a right, absolutely, after a month to go, don't say, where's it going? He doesn't have to have an answer. But to say, is this going well for everybody? Have a grown-up conversation that you can understand. And he'll answer unless he's a punk. And then he's the wrong guy for you. But go ahead after a month and ask. Let me ask, by the way, both of my cohorts in here, when do you ask? Or do you ever? I never do.
I don't really remember. I mean, I think most of the time it just naturally happens.
That's what I go. But once it's naturally happened, then I ask, is this a relationship? Am I in a relationship and nobody's got their feathers ruffled? Because it is a relationship by the time I ask. So that's a natural side, Will?
I never ask. And at this point, all they have to do is listen to the show, and they know exactly what's going on with me.
But without the show when you were a younger man.
Yeah, I was too uncomfortable to even bring it up. And usually, you know.
You do. That's the way I started. If you're in a relationship, you kind of know. But having said that, I say there's no harm in asking. If the guy runs away, he's kind of a punk. Thank you very much for the email.
Tony in Auburn, you are the next caller on Danny Bonaduce Life Coach.
Hey, Tom, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's happening?
Hanging in? Doing the show?
That's all good, man. I got a question, man. My son's 20 years old.
Right.
He stays at home, and I gave him the option to go to school or move out. But he went to school, and then a year, then he quit.
Right.
Now I think he's on the pipe.
Okay, for those of you that don't know the expression, he's on the pipe. You think your son is smoking crack?
Yeah.
All right. Now, why do you think that?
Because when I seen the glass bongs, and then I saw him with the.
Well, let's get this straight, Tony, because you're afraid of some stuff. Let's make sure you're afraid of the right stuff. Are you seeing a glass bong that looks like the bongs you see on TV to smoke marijuana in?
Right.
Okay, that doesn't. For the most part, you can in fact smoke crack on it, but it's not a crack pipe. Are you seeing a crack pipe, the clear tube, the Chore Boy brass pads?
No, I saw the just the regular bongs, but my thing about that is if you smoke weed through that, you don't need one of those propane tanks. Those little propane.
I'll tell you this: you absolutely don't need a propane a torch. The kind you use for dig me the ex-crackhead. The kind people use for creme brulee. But that's true. That's what you use to brown it. You use that same exact advice. The first time I saw a chef with one of those in the kitchen, I went, this guy's a crackhead. Turns out he was just a chef. But here's what I'm thinking. And, boy, you cannot get on board fast enough. You think your boy's on cocaine or on crack. You need to get all over that. And I think that just the fact that you called me is a great idea for you to check in about what your son is doing. But I'm going to say, I don't think your son is doing the crack. I don't think he's on crack. Because I'll tell you this, you'd notice a crackhead in your house. Tony, let me ask you a question. Has your son lost a lot of weight recently?
Yeah, he's skinny.
Has he always been skinny, or is this new?
Well, he used to weigh about 145, 150. He's smaller than that now. When I got back from Afghanistan, man, he was like he's like 130, 120.
Okay, that's a big deal. I actually call that when I'm just amongst friends. I would never do it in polite society, but I actually call that crackhead skinny. Hey, that guy's crackhead skinny. Well, here's what you do. First, you got to find out, Tony, because you can't help the kid. You can't get him help unless he admits he's smoking crack. I think you need to sit down with him, find out, what drugs he's doing, because he's doing some drugs. A lot of parents out there wouldn't like marijuana and stuff like that. So, but I think you got to find out what he's doing before you can help him. And the son is I almost said the F word. He's friggin' lucky right now to have a father like served your country and will serve your son. That's really cool. Have a nice talk with him. Don't get everything hot and find out what he's doing. Good luck to you, Tony. That's all the time we have for Life Coach today. Life Coach brought to you, of course, by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.